Today we are taking the last topic of module 5, upflow anaerobic sludge blanket. So this is a reactor or a treatment system which is anaerobic. Anaerobic means it is working in the absence of oxygen. So hope you have already known with UASB or upflow anaerobic sludge blanket. So let us recall what we have studied. That is, the sewage is fed through this system from the bottom to the upside. That is, the sewage is applied into this reactor or in this treatment system in such a way that from bottom to the top portion. So in this UASB reactor, there is a sludge blanket which is settled at the bottom. This sludge is actually formed by the running of or by the functioning of this UASB itself. This sludge blanket, this is the settled sludge, is called as sludge blanket. When the sewage passes from the bottom to the top of this reactor, the microorganisms, which means the anaerobic bacteria present in this sludge will decompose the organic matter present in the sewage, and also the suspended solids will get settles down with this sludge blanket. So hope you understood the working of UASB, and also this peculiarity of UASB is that there is a three-phase separation system. Three-phase separation system means there is a separation system which separates the solid, liquid and gases. We know that when an anaerobic decomposition occurs, there will be evolution of methane, carbon dioxide, etc. So these gases will provide a turbulence inside this UASB. So this gases will get collected at the top of UASB using a gas collector. So this is a three-phase separation system exists between the sludge, the wastewater and also gas. So this is about UASB, which is a anaerobic process. So this sludge blanket is the main thing which plays a key role in the working of UASB. So today we are going to discuss what are the design considerations of an upflow anaerobic sludge blanket or a UASB reactor. So the first design consideration is the upflow velocity, that is the velocity through which the sewage is fed into this reactor, that is upflow velocity, or it is also called as superficial velocity. And the range of superficial or upflow velocity is 6 meter per hour or 2 meter per hour. So this is the upflow velocity range. We can decide according to our design from 6 meter per hour to 2 meter per hour. The next thing is the reactor volume. Reactor volume is found out by two steps. The first one is you have to find out the nominal liquid volume. So nominal liquid volume means this is found out using the influence COD or chemical oxygen demand, and it is given by the nominal liquid volume is given by Q into S naught by L organic. That means Q is the influent flow rate, then S naught is the influent COD, that coming in kilogram per meter cube. Then L means the organic loading rate or OLR, which is in kilogram per meter cube per day. So this is nominal liquid volume which excludes the gas separation volume. This part volume is excluded from this nominal liquid volume. Then from this we can find out the total liquid volume. The total liquid volume is equal to the nominal liquid volume divided by the effectiveness factor. So the nominal liquid volume divided by an effectiveness factor will give you the total liquid volume which is needed for the design. So this E is in the range 0.8 to 0.9. The next thing is, now we have find out the reactor volume by the equation Vn by E, where Vn is the nominal liquid volume and E is the effectiveness factor. Next one is the area. The area of the system is given by Q divided by V. Q is the flow rate and V is the velocity. Then we can find out the height, the sievage, the liquid or the sievage height is equal to this total liquid volume divided by area of cross section of the reactor. So for all the design purpose, the volume that we are taking is not the nominal liquid volume, it is the total liquid volume. So VL by area of cross section will give you the height of wastewater or sewage. Then the total height of the reactor, that means the total height of the USB reactor is equal to HL plus HG, which means HL is for the sewage and HG is the height of gas storage. This gas storage is excluded from this part, but when we are calculating the total height of USB, we have to consider HL, that is the sewage storage height and also the gaseous storage height. So the next thing is, you can find out from this these factors, you can find out the detention period. The detention period T is equal to the volume divided by Q. Volume means the total liquid volume divided by the flow rate will give you the detention period. So for now we are only have studied about the design considerations, which is typically for the reactor, for finding out the reactor volume. So this is about the finding the reactor volume and size of UASB reactor. Thank you.